5 Rafale jets flew to the Ambala Air Base via Abu Dhabi on July 29. 3 more are landing in Ambala Air Base on November 5. 3 will arrive in January, another 3 in March and 7 in April, taking the total number of fighters handed over to the IAF to 21 single-seat fighters and 7 twin-seat trainer fighters. The Indian Air Force's strike capability is set for a boost with 16 Omni-role Rafale jet fighters to be inducted into the Golden Arrows Squadron by April 2021. And with France's biggest jet engine maker Safran ready to make fighter engines and ancillaries in India. 3 more Rafales will arrive in January, another 3 in March and 7 in April, taking the total number of fighters handed over to the IAF to 21 single-seat fighters and 7 twin-seat trainer fighters. This means that by April next year, the Golden Arrows Squadron will be complete with 18 fighters and the remaining 3 can be sent to the Hashimara Air Base in North Bengal's Alipurduar to counter the threat posed by China on the Eastern Front. All the fighters are equipped with Mica and Meteor air-to-air missiles along with Scalp air-to-ground cruise missiles. India has now requested Safran for the air-to-ground modular weapon known as Hammer with a 250 kg warhead. India has procured gas turbine engines from Ukraine and handed over to Russia to install them on the Admiral Grigorovich-class guided missile stealth frigates that are being made for the Indian Navy by a Russian shipyard as part of $2.5 billion deal. The 2 frigates by Yunta shipyard in Russia's Kaliningrad is going on according to schedule, and the first of the 2 is expected to be delivered by the end of 2022. The second vessel is scheduled to be delivered 6 months later in 2023. India had in 2016 inked an intergovernmental agreement with Russia for 4 frigates, a follow-on of the Talwar-class vessels, and its contract was signed at the end of 2018. According to the deal, 2 ships are to be built in Russia, while the other 2 to be built at the Goa shipyard in India with technical collaboration from Russia. This view is in sharp contrast to the view within a section of the government, who believe that the PLA is in no mood to move out of the contested points at least till paramount leader Xi Jinping delivers his address to the celebrations to mark 100 years of Chinese Communist Party's rule. India does hope that the incoming Biden administration will stand by its commitments on China, South China Sea, Taiwan or Indo-Pacific at large, but New Delhi is not dependent on the US for handling the PLA. The fact is that the US has indeed increased Indian awareness of the Indo-Pacific by providing access to information. The same cannot be said about the Ladakh standoff. This approach is contrary to China's perception that sees India through the prism of the US and as an adversary. With PLA ramping up border infrastructure all along the 3,488-kilometer line of actual control, LAC, India is alive to the distinct possibility that China could open up fronts in Arunachal Pradesh and around the Sikkim-Bhutan-India tree junction area. However, after the Galwan flare-up on June 15 and significant casualties on the PLA side, China will engage India with standoff weapons and not repeat the mistake of engaging Indian Army in hand-to-hand combat in a worst-case scenario. India and France have decided to intensify defense cooperation with Paris, offering to shift 100% assembly line for Panther medium utility helicopters, as well as 70% of the assembly line for Rafale fighters under Make in India, full transfer of technology, which has a contract for 36 Omni-role fighters, could buy more Rafale jets in light of the French offer to bring 70% of the assembly line, including local vendor development. This would reduce the cost of subsequent acquisition of the fighter jets. The French offer to make the Panther choppers in India Also works well with the government, which has been looking to buy medium helicopters for the Indian Navy. The Airbus S565MB is an all-weather, multi-role medium helicopter designed for operation from ship decks, offshore locations and land-based sites,